Dan, we're also a few weeks away from just the big tech earnings in general. Just looking at some of the data from what we've had earnings so far, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, $106 billion in CapEx in first half, almost 50% higher year over year. Most of that going towards Nvidia and chips. Do you expect this earnings to hear that type of spending continuing at a similar pace?
I think for bulls, get the popcorn ready as those calls start. Because everything we see, it's going to be a robust tech earnings season. I think Netflix kicked it off.
Yeah.
It's because of AI. You have $1 trillion of CapEx. And now, obviously, that's led by Godfather of AI, Jensen, Nvidia. But I think what we see, not just from Nvidia, but what we're going to see from the hyperscale players, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, I think software is going to be strong across the board, cybersecurity. I think tech rips higher going into year end. Clearly, election, some volatility, white knuckles. But I think 20,000, we're going to be looking at 20K NASDAQ. That's going to be the conversation over the next 3 months.
Imagine walking into the stock market like it's a bustling tech party. And guess what? You're just in time to see an artificial intelligence revolution taking center stage. That's right, folks. The tech world is buzzing with anticipation as an unprecedented wave of AI advancements reshapes our financial landscapes. If you're wondering what titans are driving this seismic shift, look no further than Nvidia Corp and Microsoft Corp, who are spearheading this AI-centric reboot. But hold on, there's a new gang in town, comprising tech titans like Oracle, Salesforce, and IBM, who have now joined what analyst Dan Ives calls the AI party. Yet, there's more than just mingling happening. These companies are revolutionizing industries, triggering a robust earnings season that's just around the corner. The excitement is palpable. Stay tuned as we unravel how these tech giants are reshaping the market tapestry with AI threads thicker than ever before. Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
Look, as me and you have talked about a lot, like it's all about putting the data points together. And you come out of that call, I'd actually say incrementally more bullish, not even just on NVIDIA, but on the overall AI theme. Because of the Blackwell delays, if there was going to be one, what I view headwind or black cloud, they put that to rest in terms of yields and any of the issues there. Demand's outstripping supply anywhere from 10 to 15 to 1.
Right.
So when I look at the underlying enterprise demand, not just in big tech, but even like when you look at sovereign and you look at what I think ultimately is going to be the rest of sort of enterprise, this is a story I still view, call it bottom of the first, top of the second inning. I continue to view it. It's LeBron in high school and Akron.
So you really do still believe it's that early?
We're only 3%, maybe 5% tops of enterprises globally have even gone down this path.
Right.
So it comes down to like when, sometimes I think like it's very easy, like not see forest to the trees, like in terms of like, okay, October quarter, 32.5 billion, whispers 33 billion. But now the focus is more like, this is a company ultimately going toward 50, 75 billion, eventually 100 billion per quarter.
Yeah.
And I think that, to me, is really the trend, not just for NVIDIA, but for what this means for the rest of tech.
The atmosphere in the tech sector these days is akin to a high-stakes poker night, with companies placing massive bets on artificial intelligence to improve their hand. Dan Ives, a well-regarded analyst from Wedbush Securities, expressed enthusiastic optimism over the third quarter's prospects for tech stalwarts like Nvidia and Microsoft. These aren't wild guesses. The data backs him up with assurance as solid as the chips that Nvidia assembles. Nvidia has been a dazzling star in this sector, with their shares experiencing a jaw-dropping 222% increase over the past year, thanks to the AI boom. And as the jokesters in Silicon Valley might say, if Nvidia's stock was a balloon, it would have been long mistaken for the Goodyear blimp by now. Why is Nvidia on such a roll, you ask? The simple answer: their chips are the beating heart of almost all major AI frameworks. Their quarterly financials tell a story of staggering growth with a revenue that hit $30 billion, reflecting a 122% uptick from the previous year. Can other companies keep up with this kind of momentum? Well, not to be left behind in the AI revolution is an intriguing newcomer, SoundHound AI. Recently emerging as one of the most captivating names in the sector, SoundHound focuses on cutting-edge voice AI technology. Their impressive growth rate of 62% in sales for 2024 appears to echo the market's unforgiving demand for innovation. In his recent tweet, Ives brought attention to how the expanding AI landscape is no longer the playground of just a few players like Nvidia and Microsoft. Instead, it is a bustling fairground with many rides. Companies such as Oracle, Palantir, and Dell Technologies have found their rides in this fairground, integrating AI into their existing platforms and solutions. But before we go any further, if you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market. So click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates.
So I want to quote you. This was the opening paragraph of your post-earnings research note. NVIDIA's earnings last night was front and center globally as the godfather of AI, Jensen, are the torchbearers of this AI revolution. The tech stalwart delivered massive, quote, drop the mic numbers yet again that easily beat the street with a top line that grew 122% from a year ago quarter with $30 billion of revenue and a robust outlook for the October quarter of $32.5 billion, 80% growth. While some buy-side whisper expectations were a tad higher for the October quarter, we believe NVIDIA's surging AI chip demand, Blackwell delay concerns allayed, robust outlook, and a meteoric enterprise pipeline speaks to this AI revolution just starting to kick off its next phase of growth. I think a lot of people had that reaction, but the stock price didn't. What do you think is the main reason for why we saw NVIDIA sell off almost 6 or 7% in the immediate aftermath of that report?
I just think it's like people expect Djokovic to win 6-0, 6-0, 6-0.
Yeah.
If it's 6-3, oh, lost 3. So the point is like you're expecting like, okay, could they give a 34 billion number? Just another. It was basically what I view as call it, $500 million higher than sort of base, maybe a little below whisper. I think it ends up probably being closer to 34 billion number. Because I think now NVIDIA recognizes when you're in this parabolic growth, especially with Blackwell, there's no reason for them to give a 34 billion, even though I think that's ultimately where it goes.
One thrilling part of the AI and tech fair is how these companies are finding themselves in nascent territories like enterprise spending and digital advertising. The growth isn't purely theoretical, it's quantitative. Meta Platforms has seen increased ad spending, pushing analysts to raise their price targets. And analysts are not only optimistic about NVIDIA's top-tier hardware, but also the software prowess that giants like Oracle and Salesforce are bringing to the table. These transformations show no sign of slowing down, with enterprise spending strengthening and digital ads rebounding. They serve as fuel in the ongoing rally of tech stocks that analysts like Ives believe will carry through the year-end and beyond. Market sentiment, driven by strong computational and financial forecasts, foresees this tech sector outperforming others like energy, standing resilient, even when other traditional industries may falter. SoundHound isn't just riding on speculation. They're executing partnerships with industry behemoths like Nvidia for AI-driven in-vehicle technologies. This alignment shows their ambition to dominate niche markets and capitalize on shared tech synergies, much like a superhero crossover that we all get excited watching unfold. It becomes increasingly clear in these times that each step tech companies take toward AI innovation doesn't just enrich their internal systems, but plant seeds for a broader technological ecosystem, one that incorporates a multitude of industries from automotive to healthcare. Taiwan Semiconductor's exceptional earnings aligned directly with this AI chip demand, confirming the industry's robustness and the brilliant shine that comes from NVIDIA's generational opportunity. Every advancement in this space isn't just a leap for the companies involved, but a step that only further testifies to a tech ecosystem on the brink of transformation. And if there's anything we've learned, it's that these AI-backed advances are here to reshape both the immediate fiscal quarter and long-term market constructs. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
And I think now it's going to start to happen, Josh, at that point, the next month, and we'll be in Asia next week. Anyone that's doing Asia supply chain checks, it's actually increasing in terms of demand over supply. all of a sudden what starts happening is next drum roll starts. Hold on a second, 32.5, probably a sandbag number. All of a sudden stock starts to, what I believe continue to creep back up. And I believe we're looking for $4 trillion market cap for NVIDIA in the next 6 months. I just don't see what's stopping it, given all of the demand we're seeing from hyperscalers, from enterprise. The use cases now are exploding. That's why Palantir, people dismiss them as that. Look at them. Look at ServiceNow. Look what we're seeing with Oracle. That to me is the next phase, the use cases. And Jensen hit on that a bit.
I want to talk about demand. This is you. You said there will be a time that competition from AMD and others ramp up, but essentially a $1 trillion of AI CapEx over the next few years is coming its way. And last night's conference call further confirmed this demand outlook. The stage is set for tech stocks to move higher into year-end and 2025, in our opinion, as the Fed and Powell kick off its rate-cutting cycle. Macro soft landing remains the path, and tech spending on AI remains a generational spending cycle just starting to hit the shores of the tech sector. We continue to estimate for every $1 spent on an NVIDIA GPU chip, there is an $8 to $10 multiplier across the tech sector, which speaks to our firmly bullish view of tech stocks over the next year. So you're very constructive on tech going into year end and heading into 2025. And that multiplier effect, because of the GPU spend, means a lot of opportunity for a lot of stocks, not just NVIDIA.
That's exactly what we really want is, and what we talked to investors about is the multiplier. Because everyone, it's NVIDIA, it's Microsoft. No, this now kicks off a cycle we basically have never seen before. And anytime someone puts like the Cisco comparison to NVIDIA, show the chart, it looks the same. I covered tech back then. The difference is Cisco, 90% of their customers were essentially leveraged startups, Aethers, and all the CLEX. Who's the customers of NVIDIA? It's companies with 1.2 trillion on the balance sheet.
Governments.
And government. So my whole point is that I get the comparison looks great in the chart. Apple saw, you cannot compare what we're seeing here. It's essentially a fourth industrial revolution. That's being built out. And I think now it's the next phase. It's the software players, it's the infrastructure, it's other parts of semis, it's names like AMD, it's names like in cybersecurity, how are you going to protect the workloads? So that to me is really where I see everything. That's why I'm so excited about second, third, fourth derivative.
In summarizing this riveting tale of innovation and economic opportunity, the compelling force behind NVIDIA's and its peers' rise becomes crystal clear. AI is not just a wave, but a tsunami reshaping every industry and stock market index it touches. This is not only a transformative moment for AI-centric companies, but a wake-up call for investors looking to diversify into burgeoning technology sectors. NVIDIA, due to its overwhelming presence in the AI chip arena, stands in the spotlight as the preferable investment avenue. Despite SoundHound's exciting prospects in voice AI technology, NVIDIA's gigantic strides in financial performance, evident through its projected Q3 revenue surge to a staggering $32.5 billion, cements its stature as more than just a one-trick pony. Looking ahead, NVIDIA continues to secure its stronghold by scaling up production for their Blackwell architecture, a major next-gen computing platform. With AI as the driving force, NVIDIA stands at the helm, ready to lead what many believe will be a future dominated by technological innovation and computational necessity. We stand at a unique crossroads where investing in AI is less about taking a risk and more about harnessing an inevitability. So, what will your play be in this exhilarating tech narrative? Join the conversation and ensure you're part of the decision-making cadre at this transformative moment in stock market history. What are your thoughts? Will you ride the AI wave with giants like NVIDIA, or is your eye on another rising star? Share your perspective. We would love to hear your insights in this era-defining conversation. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like NVIDIA have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.